Hey, good morning. Oh, you're welcome. I measured that off of, I had some extra rail that came with my track. This in height based off of this piece of rail that I had cut. I'm just finishing up cleaning the track. I don't know how well you guys could see, but this section I already cleaned, and you could see this section. I already sanded with my sanding block. The sanding block is really what makes all those marks. That's not from racing, but I'm almost done. I am using WD-40 today to clean the track. I'm almost done with the WD-40 part, but not that you guys want to watch me clean my track, but that's what I'm doing right now, so you're gonna have to watch that. I just have a little bit more to go on the WD-40 part, and then I am going to, I don't remember which one I used for WD-40 now, but that's all right. But yeah, I just basically take a paper towel, I spray a little bit of WD-40 on it, not a lot, but, and it does a good job of really cleaning the Viper. This Sintra material, especially my white track, it takes all the tire marks off, and it just does a good job of cleaning it up. It's been a while since I actually used the WD-40 on the track, but since I just cleaned the rails with the sanding block, I usually like to use the WD-40. I plan on going next weekend, Patrick, yes. I saw that they posted an event today at Bowling Green, but they just posted that yesterday, and that was too short a notice for me. I got some things I'm doing today around the house, so. Um, yeah, I didn't go out to Bowling Green as much as I like to go out there. It's always fun. I'll see if I could give you guys a close-up of how well this WD-40 cleans like the marks off. You can see it takes those black marks right off. Makes it look pretty darn good. Put this over here. Yeah, right now the plan is my buddy Ralph and I are going to drive out to Lakeland next weekend. So that's the plan so far. Hopefully that stays. It's like a 3-hour drive from me to Lakeland from here, but it's only a 2-hour drive from my buddy in Vero, so he says. So I'm going to drive out to his house, and then he's going to drive to Lakeland. So I wanted to do all the driving myself, which is fine with me. So once I rub it down with the WD-40, then I just follow up with paper towel, get up as much of this WD-40, and then I'm gonna use my Armor All cleaning wipes as well to really clean the track so it's not as The WD-40 does make the track slick. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it wears off after a number of laps, but initially the track is a little slick. And that's it. It's done with its WD-40 bath. But you can see this section that I showed you that was really dirty. It looks pretty nice and clean now. Sorry, I know the lighting's not the greatest, but really gets all of that, all those scuff marks and the tire marks and everything off the track. And my rails are nice and clean. Yeah, I plan on going to Al's as well. Yeah, that track at Vero, I don't know. That track's okay. I like the other track, HO track there. The Wizard track is a much nicer track, but yeah, doing the IROC race on that other track with the house controllers is always an adventure. Window cleaner in spray, you mean like Windex? Normally I use these Armor All, if I'm just doing a quick cleaning, I use these Armor All cleaning wipes. They work pretty good, at least for me. I don't think there's any real right way, whatever works for everybody on cleaning their track. But I follow up, and I'm going to use these cleaning wipes to try and get even more of the WD-40 off. Sorry if I'm blocking the camera. And one of these wipes goes a pretty long way, but yeah, it's pretty clean. Usually that's pretty dirty if I don't, since I just cleaned it with the WD-40, I don't expect these to look super dirty. But this should definitely help clean off the slickness of the WD-40. Well, I wipe down with a paper towel after I use these because it leaves a pretty good amount of residue. Like you can see, I think you guys can see, let's see if I can show this, but you can kind of see how wet. I don't let that dry by itself. I wipe that off with a paper towel as well. Well, Viper recommends the WD-40, and yes, it's helpful to keep, the WD-40 will help to keep, the corrosion and stuff off your rails. Although I don't know how much it helps me because I'm pretty much cleaning it off. So I don't know if it's really protecting my rails or not, maybe a little bit. But you know, my track gets used enough that my rails never really get. I think the rails get the oxidation on them from sitting unused for a while. But my track gets pretty heavily used, so my rails never get rusty or anything like that. They do get a little bit of, if I don't use it for a number of days, I can see a little bit of oxidation on the rails, but they look nice and shiny right now after sanding them down and using the WD-40 on them. But yeah, using these cleaning wipes, the only bad thing about paper towels is it catches on edges and stuff and it leaves little pieces along. Gotta look inside my slots, I'll find pieces of paper towel stuck in there. But yeah, you can see that after drying that off, it's a nice flat, clean finish, which always works out pretty good for me. Greg, when I had my AFX track, I used the WD-40 on it, and it made the WD-40 black plastic look like new again. But again, you got to make sure that you wipe it down good after, because the track will be a little slick. But I used it on my AFX track. Especially after letting the track sit for a long time in a box. Rails, some of them were a little rusty. Well, like I said, I think everybody has their own little method that they like to use. I don't think there's really any right or wrong way to clean. Well, I'm sure there's some wrong ways that you can do, but I think we're all smart enough to not do those things or use any like harsh chemicals or anything like that to clean your track. It looks pretty clean. I mean, there's a little bit of, it's picking up a little bit of dirt still, but pretty happy with how clean the track's looking. Got the usual crew coming out tomorrow to race, so track should be in good shape for tomorrow. I'll probably go live tomorrow when the guys get here. And once I'm done with this cleaning, I'll run some cars on all the lanes. Just make sure everything's good. I notice my track gets a little extra. These rail brakes are. So. Yeah, I have a microfiber cloth, but I don't know, just, they get dirty real quick, and then I feel like I'm using a dirty cloth. Sometimes I rub the track down, like when I'm done with everything, I'm in the wrong spot. I'll use the microfiber cloth at the end. But to like get up all the dirt, I like to use the paper towel or paper towels. Plus, I think there's something satisfying about seeing the dirty paper towel. Makes you feel like you're cleaning it. Almost done. What's that, U of M? A microfiber cloth? Or? I don't remember if I did this section, so I feel like I'm doing this part over again. I don't think so though, because I see some dirt still over here. Fortunately, these Armor All wipes, the residue stays wet. Doesn't dry super quick, so it gives me a chance to dry it myself. Yeah, probably saves on using a lot of paper towels. Because I definitely use a lot of paper towels when I clean my track. Yeah, if I'm just doing a quick cleaning, I'll just use the microfiber cloth. But when I use this WD-40, I like to use the paper towel. The only sad thing about when I clean my track is I could really see how many new scuffs and nicks are in my get in my track. Like these little marks here. You can see some good wherever there's a lot of crashes, you could see I don't know if it's the pin from the car, but it puts these gouges in the track. You can sand out light scratches and stuff, but it adds character to the track, I guess. I think we're looking pretty good here. Move you guys down here. What I usually like to do last is take my little air gun here and I just kind of blow out the whole track down to that far end. And then there's a good pile of debris down here from blowing this. And then I take my little vacuum gun this guy. And I vacuum up the little pile that accumulates down here. Alright, looks pretty good. I worked up a sweat. AMX. Hey Google, turn on the racetrack.
All right, turning on racetrack.
Alright, take a few cars for a spin. The slots look pretty clean. I don't see a lot of, no, there's a piece of, the last thing I do is I take my trusty little toothpick and I look through the slots, and if I see any like paper towel gunk stuck in there, most of it comes out with that blower, but I did see some down here. I saw a piece stuck in the area. A piece of paper towel gunk right there. Get that out. Oh, this looks pretty good. Don't look bad. There's a piece. Before I got my cleaning process down, there used to be so much paper towel stuck, it would stop the car. Pick up the car and see a big old wad of paper towel particles stuck to the pin. I don't think we'll have that problem now. using a car with white tires so I don't mark up the clean track with black tire marks. Although it'll look plenty marked up after tomorrow. Looks good. Yellow lane's good. No, the air gun does not spray moisture like the cans do. Not at all. Yeah, spit on your tires. Yeah, you could do that. I try not to. In a pinch when I'm racing, I'll do that. But otherwise, I use my lint roller. I would check Musgrave Racing. Musgrave took over the track building business from Viper, so I wouldn't be surprised if they sell that. Actually, one thing I'm going to buy from Musgrave, these panels here. When I bought my track from Viper, they only had them in white, so each one of mine is white. Well, Musgrave sells them in the lane colors. So that's going to be a project I'm going to do. I'm going to get a red, blue, and yellow one. So I have the color matching panel here. I think that'd be a nice little touch. I mean, I put the tape on here to let you know that this is the red, white, and blue. But I'd like to have the colored panel too. Let's run a few. Blue lane looks good. Oh, see, there's a little, it dragged a little bit of paper towel debris for me. So I just pulled that out. Not a lot. Track doesn't feel slick at all from the WD-40, so following up with the Armor All wipe after the WD-40 definitely helps take the slickness away that WD-40 would leave behind. This is a Viper. This is a standard Viper. All right, white lane is good. Red lane looks good. All right. I say the track is clean, ready for some action tomorrow. Wow, that's quite a delay. I just watched myself race. I'm standing over here by the laptop now watching myself. like a good 30-second delay. I normally run on the blue lane when I'm by myself. What do I do with the other roller? Oh, there it is. Hey, Mark. My track or your track? Yeah, my track's always up and running. I don't know, you guys have any requests or anything? You want to see me run anything in particular? You know, when I'm hanging out by myself, I usually slow things down. I like to run either my older, like my Magna traction cars, or maybe some Mega G Plus. This is my Camaro. Whoa, that definitely does not have the downforce of a Viper. Oh, I could see some paper towel debris over here. Run this TFX car. My buddy Vinny kind of gifted me this body. This green, what is that, like a Challenger? This is on a stock TFX chassis. These were fun. Hey, machine slot car. Yeah, not quite afternoon yet. 11. It's raining out here right now. Hoping the rain stops because my project for today is I'm going to dig a ditch from. I have an outlet at my the back of my house, and when I charge my pontoon boat, I always have an extension cord run across the lawn. Well, I want to bury a conduit. I'm going to extend that tap off of that outlet and put an outlet box on my dock, which is obviously much closer to my boat. And I added some lights that you put in the water to attract fish. And now I have a second extension cord run across my lawn. So I want to get an outlet box on my dock so I don't have to have extension cords run across my backyard. So that's kind of my project for this weekend. I'm hoping I get that done. I'm going to go over to Home Depot and get the conduit that you can bury, and the cord, and the weatherproof outlet box, and an outlet. I had an electrician come out and give me an estimate to do that. They wanted $2,000. They wanted over $1,000 just to dig the trench, which they said had to be at least 18 inches deep. I'm like, okay, thanks, but no thanks. For under $300, I can get all the parts and do it myself. Let's see how this TFX runs. Another thing I like to do after I clean the track, I'll run the car really slow just to see if I have any spots where the car slows down or stops. It gives you kind of a good gauge of how clean your rails are. That's running pretty good. I like how these cars drift and fishtail in the front. Something you don't get with the magnet cars. I'm starting to get more of an appreciation for these T-Jet kind of cars. Like you see that, I just spun out and it came back on its own. Just like it. Oh. I like racing those Whiz Jets that my buddy Vinny leads. Those have the weighted front, the wider stance, and the weighted brass front end. Those are fun. Too hard there. This car runs pretty good. I like that car. I like those TFX chassis. They run really good right out of the box. And I didn't do anything to this car other than give it a little oil. Right from their website, right from OS3, one stop slot shop or something like that .com. But if you Google TFX or OS3, you'll find their main site comes up. They make this controller as well, my OS3 controller. Same people that make that controller make the TFX chassis. One stop slot shop, I guess that's the S3 one stop slot shop. Stop slot shop, yeah, so the three S's, that's what the three is. This is the Mega G Plus Formula One that I bought from Adam, and man, this is by far my best running Mega G Plus car. It's super smooth, it's fast, it handles great. The only thing I did is put silicone tires on it. Got the stock level 30 magnets. And the car runs really well. I wish all my Mega G Plus cars ran like this. This car runs better than my IROC set. Some of the cars in my IROC set are getting kind of lame. I should look at that. My four GT40s that I run, or four GTs I should say, not GT40s, but. This blue car doesn't run too bad. Handles better than this yellow car. This yellow car makes an awful noise going around the turns, like it's grinding or something, like you hear it like rubbing. I don't know if it's the pin height or what, but the blue car doesn't make that noise. I think this red car is the fastest of the four. This car sounds smooth too. Well, there goes that car. How about the white car? I guess they're all fairly equal. White car runs pretty good as well. I think the yellow one is the slowest of the bunch. And I don't know what's up with that noise that it makes. See if it does it without the body. Interesting. It doesn't make that noise without the body. Huh. What could be up with this body? See if I put one of the other bodies on this chassis, see how it sounds. Put this red body on. Not quite as bad, but it still makes a little bit of a noise. Seems like when you put a body on this chassis, it for an IROC set, they're decent enough. We all gotta run each car, right? So I'm not gonna lose too much sleep over it. These cars should be good to go for tomorrow. Bring you guys over to the, yeah, there's 19 people watching. Wow, thanks guys. Glad you guys don't have anything better to do on a Saturday. Hang out here at the garage. I'm gonna just give these cars a quick little, I'm gonna clean the pickup shoes. Same thing with my Super 7 set. Clean these all up because we always race these cars every time guys come over. Give them all a quick cleaning, a little oil. Be ready for action. Yeah, because you can see there's a little bit of oxidation on some of these pickup shoes. That looks good. Good. Shoes aren't bent, which is a good thing. Sometimes my guests get a little crash crazy, and I find some bent pickup shoes. But these all still look pretty good. Pretty good track wear. Nice line right through the pickup shoe. Thing with these Super 7s. That's a pretty dirty pickup shoe right there. I don't know if you guys follow any Facebook pages, but Jay Japp, who I get most of my bodies from, he had another round of NASCAR bodies that he posted. So, and he did 5 for 100. So I ordered 5 new. That pin's bent. I pick up shoes bent a little bit. You can see that the front of it's kind of bent. It's not horrible, but it definitely looks a little bent. Let me see if I can. So yeah, so I have a new set of, I don't know if you guys could see that. This pickup shoe to me looks a little bent in the front there. It's not horrible, but looks like the front corner here is kind of bent down. Yeah, unfortunately, he sells his bodies so quick. I get a little frustrated because I reach out to him and like I wasn't able to get an actual yellow. All the yellow bodies were already gone. Fortunately, this body is probably one of my still in pretty good shape. This blue one has really taken some abuse. The front's cracked here, you could see. So I'll probably replace that blue body. These have held up remarkably well, though, considering how many races this is cracked too in the front there. I mean, these things have been crashed a lot. They've flown off the track a lot. I've used these at my club race. We raced them with the guys. This white body is in pretty good shape too, but they've held up really well. I think I am going to replace this pickup shoe just because it looks bent to me, so I don't like it. Chapters for the Super 7s for pin bodies. Your sound is going in and out. Oh, really? Sorry, guys. Yeah, you can't mess around. Can you guys hear me? Or is it just Snuggy that was having audio problems? Fortunately, I keep a lot of semi-used Viper. I use Viper pickup shoes on my Super 7s. This one looks pretty decent. Got a little bit of wear. What about the adapters? I'm not sure. Adapters for the Super 7 for pin bodies, do they go on easy? Do you mean do the bodies, do the pins go on easy? Is that what you're asking? Or does the adapter on the chassis go on? Well, the adapter on the chassis goes on as easy as any body clip. All right, I like that pickup shoe better. Yeah, the bodies, the bodies go on just like any other Lexan body. I do trim the clip, the pins a tiny bit for these body clips because they tend to be a little long. So, like if you look at if you look at a Viper, you can see how much longer the tube is. Plus, it goes in a little bit into the chassis, so you don't really have to worry about trimming the pin. But these posts are not quite as long. Though there is a hole there in the chassis, so I don't know. It depends on how it looks. I usually trim them just a tiny bit so that they go in all the way. Otherwise, they stick out a little bit. So that's kind of my tip to you guys on the Super 7s with Lexan body. I trim the pin a tiny bit. Yeah, they go on just like any other body clip. Yeah, no problem. All right. Let me just clean all these tires. One thing I noticed, and I don't know if you guys could see on the plastic right there, but I had aftermarket. I had a rear end set from HC Slots and also a Viper rear end set for the Mega G Plus. But it made the car a little too low. You could hear it drag, like you could even see the rail was dragging on that plastic. phone to focus or not. You can kind of see right there a little line on the plastic, and right there from the rails. So I actually put the stock rear end back in and just put a better silicone tire. That quieted the car down, and it actually sped it up quite a bit. So I had to not use the better rear end, at least on these GTs. There's a couple of different, I don't seem to have the problem on the smaller wheelbase. This is a 1.5, and this is the rear end I was talking about. This comes from HC Slot. This is a single flanged CNC hub, and it's a direct pop in for the the stock rear end. It's got the same gear boss pretty much, but it's nice and true and straight. There's no wobble in this rear. But when I put this rear end in, I don't know, it just brought these cars down a little too low. But in this 1.5 wheelbase car, it doesn't seem to have that problem. So not sure what to make of that. And then this is the rear end set that Viper makes for Mega G Plus. This is it's pretty much standard dual flange 0.250 hub. So these are both good upgrades for the rear end on your Mega G Plus car, if you have a really bad wobbly one. Let's see if I can give these cars a little bit of oil. Can't really oil these things too, as far as the bushings go, unless I take the magnet clip off and take the body off. Well, the only thing about the O-ring, well, for one, this is an independent front end, and an independent front end lets the front tires, there's a different radius turn, so the radius on the inner side compared to the outer side is different. So when you have an independent front end, it just lets the car kind of track better. Plus a real car has, each tire spins independently. But you can also put different size tires, so you could change the height of the car. It's more about changing the height of the car. You can experiment with different size tires. Like these, I think are point 350 or 340. Yeah, I don't know that the O-ring. I actually prefer this type of independent tire, the flat tire. That's what I run on all of my Fusions. I don't run O-ring. Plus these come in way more sizes. These type of independent front tires. I mean, I don't think the O-rings are bad, or to be honest, and I don't think they make the car handle worse. I think they're obviously better than a stock front end, because for one, you're going to get a nice straight axle and everything's going to spin true. So let me see if I can get some oil on this. Just a little dab on the front. You don't want to use a lot of oil on that front bushing because you don't want the oil to seep down into your brushes. Like half a drop is what I use on the front. See if I can get this. These Super 7s are pretty flexible, and I noticed the rear axle, if you don't have it pinned, they do pop out pretty easily. So pinning the rear axle on the Super 7 is highly recommended if you're going to race. Ah, crap. See what just happened? I pulled that body off and I put some sticky stuff in the holes to hold the pins in. Dang it. Now I gotta fix that. That's annoying. Nothing like making more work for myself. This white car in particular with this NASCAR body was real chattery. I don't know, it was noisy for some reason, but putting the little putty in the pinholes really quieted it down. So. But it does make it hard to get the body off. I'm annoyed that I did that. Now I gotta fix that. Oh, interesting. That's the one side I didn't fix. Like, see, this side I used the reinforced tape to make the body a little stronger. I guess I'll be doing that on this side. I think Pork Chop Custom. Yeah. PCC. See how it says PCC? If you go on Facebook and look up Pork Chop Custom, Steven gets most of his clips from there. This says Super G Plus on it, but it works on the Super 7 as well. There are other people who make 3D, but they don't seem to work as good as the Pork Chop ones. These seem to be the best quality. Anyway, see if I can get these other bodies off without pulling the pins out. These gears seem to hold up pretty well on these Super 7s. I think it's a Jag gear or a Hardin Creek crown gear and a Jag pinion. But yeah, they look pretty good after a lot of racing. Those teeth look good. All right. I just have the blue car. Yeah, this one I put a lot of sticky stuff in as well. Hopefully I don't pull out a pin. Pulling out that pin too. Dang it. See if I can. I kind of went crazy with the sticky stuff on the inside as well. I don't want that pin to come out. This blue body is really taking a beating. But you can kind of see how long those pins are. They go right through the clip. As long as it finds the holes, then they go into those holes too. So they usually don't stick out. I haven't oiled these chassis in quite a while, actually, so they'll probably be happy. These cars do tend to run a bit hot. One thing I noticed with these Super 7s, whether they're from Terry at Hardin Creek or the Rooster Racing Super 7, is they do run a little bit on the warm side. See if I could put this body clip back on now that I took it off. Oh no, I broke the clip. Oh, that's a disaster. I actually broke this clip. Now I'm gonna cry. I don't really have any extra clips. I wonder if I could glue this. Look, I broke it. I'm sad. I'm very sad now, guys, because I broke my clip. I guess I'm going to be ordering some of these clips as well, Snuggie. Look, and I pulled that pin out. See? To see the trouble I'm going through just to oil my cars. Oh, well. Hey, Steffi. Hey, Paul. Well, now I got some repair work to do. I think I have one more of these clips I could steal from another car. Nope, I do not. I do not have any extra. I forgot my other Super 7s. I run box stock, and they just have AFX clips on them. I'm gonna have to try and glue this with some super glue. I'm gonna have to order some. I wonder if Steven will probably send me some clips if I ask him. Let's see if this Gorilla Glue will work. I'm really annoyed with myself for. Let me put a paper towel down here because me and super glue do not mix. I get it everywhere somehow. Usually always on my skin. see, I already just got it on my finger. Big old blob of glue. I think I got a little carried away with the glue here. See, the problem with this is if this doesn't glue at the right angle, it's not gonna, I have a feeling it's just gonna snap the minute I try and snap it on the body. But we'll see. All right, we'll let that dry and we'll see how it goes. Hey, big guns. Yeah, the aluminum screw-in posts are good, but then they limit you to only using a Lexion body. The cool thing about the clip is if I wanted to run a different body, like a hard body, I could put a Tyco clip on, or I could put an AFX clip on. Though I don't. You're right. For this IROC set, I'm always running these Lexan NASCAR bodies. It probably would be a better option to do the screw-in posts. All right, so let me put my oiler away because I got everything oiled. Well, no, not really. I didn't oil the gears, but I'll do that later because I want to try and fix these body pins. I wonder if I can just pull this tape up and put this pin back under there. Problem is I used Gorilla Tape on the outside, which really sticks pretty good. And this body has definitely taken a beating, this blue body. Probably should use a new piece of tape rather than trying to stick this back over it, but you know what? It's on. It's in there. Good enough for an IROC body. This white body, on the other hand, probably should put a new piece of the reinforced tape on the inside. I think the reason I didn't was that it was peeling all the white paint off. Yeah, you can see that it's starting to peel the paint. If I tear this tape off, I'm gonna lose all of the finish. I guess I could just put a piece over it, although it's gonna make the body thicker than I want. Kind of annoying. Yeah, these clips are 3D printed, Steph, I'm pretty sure. I'm not a 3D printer guy, but yes, you can definitely 3D print. I don't know if the ones from Pork Chop are 3D printed or not, but I've seen ones that are 3D printed that don't look so good. They didn't fit very good. Stephen had ordered some from an alternate source on a couple of cars he sent me, and the clips were junk. They were breaking very easily, and I guess if you're good at 3D printing and you use, I don't know if there's different materials. Like I don't know what this is made out of, or if this is 3D printed, but it's somewhat flexible. Even though I did break that one clip. Hey, Mike. I'm gonna leave this alone inside here for now and just put a new piece of tape over the outside, but so I just use my X-Acto and try and cut away some of this. Yeah, this is clearly not sticking to the body anymore. I really would like to put a new piece of tape on the inside there. I'm going to attempt to get this tape off. Looks like I already put 2 pieces of tape on and this inside. Hopefully it doesn't peel off too much of the white body paint, but I really don't care at this point. Like I said, I do have a whole new set of these coming from Jay, but oh yeah, it's peeling off the, well, I got one piece off. I lost a good little bit of the paint right there. Can't really see it on that side though. Don't look too bad from the outside. Thanks, Mark. Oh well. Took a lot of the paint off. It's not that bad, actually. I really want to be able to put a piece of this reinforced tape on that inside because it will help hold the, I mean, look at this body. This thing's taking a beating anyway. Doesn't look bad, though, from the outside still. Even that side. take my piece of tape here, put this up in here. In particular, right where that front pin is. Okay, now I got my reinforced tape in there. Gotta poke a hole through where the pins go. Where the heck does that front pin go? That thing is chewed up. I think it goes right there. Hopefully it goes right there. Oh, hey, Adam. I'm just fixing one of my bodies here that I pulled the pin out of. Come on. Definitely don't want to overdo it with this X-Acto knife. There we go. Yeah, I could already feel how that reinforced tape holds that pin pretty good. All right, pins are in. Now I just need to cut a piece of tape for the outside. I've been using this Gorilla tape for the outside because it's pretty heavy duty. Probably makes the body a little heavier, but I don't care. I like this because it came in the perfect 1-inch size. It fits perfectly inside there. This tape I have to trim because it's 2-inch tape, so I waste a lot of it. All right, let me put this tape where it needs to be. Okay, stick this on good. Yeah, so that does a good job of really holding the pins in place. Trim that, that looks good. Now I just got to trim this back by the wheel well here. Ah, crap, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to cut that first. That's annoying. Oh well. Pull this up a little bit. That looks good. All right. There we go. My pins are My pins are back, and this body, it's got some more action in it. It can survive a few more crashes now, a few more races. Good to go. All right. So yeah, so I like to use this fiber enforced tape on the inside, especially when the body starts cracking, like this white body where this front pin is, it's actually cracked. So when you put that tape on the inside and then this Gorilla Tape on the outside, it definitely gives it some new life, reinforces it good for a while. I did that with this car too, because this car really was messed up. Let's see how this clip looks. Yeah, I'll let it dry for a little bit longer, and we'll try and hopefully I could reuse this until I get some new clips. Hey, John. All right. What was I wanted to just put a little oil on the gears here. The gears and the rear axle. Yeah, that tape definitely has some strength to it, so if you don't mind the little bit extra weight, I think it's good. Looks good. That one already oiled. Let me oil this red car. Okay. All right. I guess I could give these Mega G Plus cars a little bit of oil. These pinion gears I got from Terry, so these are not stock pinion gears. Though they look a little chewed up, though they seem okay, but the teeth do look, I think they're a softer material than the stock gear. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, if you use a harder material on the crown gear and not the same material on the pinion, you could end up chewing up the one gear. Found that out on my Fusions. I was going through a lot of gears, crown and pinion gears on my Fusion, but I switched to just using the stronger gear, the orange gear. I switched to the orange tougher. Supposedly it's not quite as smooth a gear man, although it feels pretty smooth, but those teeth never really wear out on me on these orange gears, so I think these are RPM gears. You know, when you're racing at your club and you're doing 3-minute heats on a pretty big track, those gears definitely get some abuse. It also helps to not crash too much. It must be getting close to lunchtime because I'm getting hungry. Wow, I've been on for an hour and 40 minutes. That's a pretty long time. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it here and get ready to get some lunch, see what my wife and daughter are doing. I think they were watching that movie, Wicked, which is, I guess, is supposed to be a good movie. It's a musical. I haven't watched it, but yeah, well, that's the thing, Mike. You know, us guys, when we hear musical, we're like, wait a minute, there's no explosions and there's no violence and gratuitous nudity in the movie, then, we're usually not interested. That's not true. I actually have watched quite a few musicals that I enjoyed. I liked Across the Universe. I don't know if anybody saw that movie with all the Beatles songs. That was a good one. The Greatest Showman was good too. My wife and kids really like that movie. Yeah. I'll let this clip dry and I'm gonna reach out to Steve and see if he'll send me some of these clips. Oh, hey, Rich. Thanks, Snuggie. Sorry, Rich, you're tuning in. I've been on for about an hour and 40 minutes and just getting ready to sign off, but I'm getting hungry. I got the track cleaned, did all that. I'll be on tomorrow as well. Got the guys coming out tomorrow at about 10:30. So I'll probably go live around then till lunchtime like we usually do. Maybe even after lunch as well. I think I got three or four guys coming out tomorrow actually, so hopefully I get a pretty good turnout. But anyway, I think I'm going to call it for right now. Let this clip dry. I'll try putting that on later. We'll see how that goes. The cracked clip. Hopefully it holds so I can do some racing with these cars tomorrow. But all right, guys, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And hopefully I'll chat with you, some of you guys tonight at Scott's show, and I'll be on live again tomorrow. So thanks. Take care.